from her dear daddy. She hit her mark in the shoulder and spun him away. He apparently had no qualms about using some very vehement cuss words, which, if Momma were here, would have resulted in him foaming at the mouth. Given she was a crack shot, folks might wonder why she didn't kill him. For one thing, on the off chance she was wrong about their intent, she should probably hold off on deadly force. And second, her daddy always said, in times of war, you should always keep one of the enemy alive for questioning. Some might argue there was no war, just a lot of jostling for power between some unknown assailant and the alpha of her clan. Jan would disagree. By attacking her poor defenseless SUV, someone had definitely thrown down a glove. Jan was more than ready to pick it up and slap them with it. Just because she was a lady didn't mean she didn't know how to get even, or how to defend herself. Daddy made sure of that. Using the colorful screams and curses of her downed victim as distraction, she threw herself out of her seat and hit the ground in a tucked ball, rolling to the side and popping up on one knee, gun raised. 1, 2, 3 armed bad guys. Goodness, but it seemed someone had gone all out when it came to attacking her and her human passenger. Jan would have preened if she was a stupid bird. Vain creatures. Thankfully, they mostly stayed down south in the warmer climates. "Give yourself up, Fox," said a stranger who bore the unmistakable scent of caribou, a rare shifter for these parts, but tasty in a stew. "Don't make this harder than it has to be." Did he seriously expect Jan to raise her hands and surrender? The first rule of survival, no matter your species, never give up. Her daddy's subclause to it was, "And make sure you take as many down with you as you can." With a cheery, "Not today, boys," Jan fired in rapid succession. This time, she didn't aim to maim. Headshot, hit. Second, missed by a hair. A third missile went wide as something jostled her from behind. Fetid breath washed over her. Ew. The attacking men were also using wild wolves to help them, which sucked. No reasoning with those untamed creatures. And they were chomp-happy, dirty creatures. The one who ruined her aim latched onto her wrist. Only the thick layer of her jacket prevented it from breaking skin. However, given it forced her to tussle before it did some actual damage, she lost her hold on her pistol. "My daddy gave me that gun," she complained. While irritated at the loss, she now had both her hands free, which enabled her to better fight. Tucking her legs under the writhing body of the wild wolf, she sent it flying right into an approaching assailant. Bullseye. The both went tumbling. She didn't waste the opportunity this presented. With her gun who knew where, numbers against her, and self-preservation screaming to get her butt moving, Jan did the only thing she could. She shrugged off her coat, loosened her pants, and then shifted into her other shape, twisting free of the remaining garments. Once upon a time, she'd pondered how her adult size could compact into her much smaller Arctic fox shape. She never did find a satisfactory answer, but thanked the fact she had the ability as she could use her nimble and petite frame to bolt through a gap between encroaching bodies. Beyond the initial ring of men, snowmobiles were parked haphazardly, their lights bright beacons in the dark, crisscrossing and partially blinding her. What she could see didn't bode well. An unconscious Tammy was slung over the back of a snowmobile. Scruffy men, more than the few she'd initially counted, turned almost as one to face her, and a wild pack of lean gray wolves snarled at her and ululated a battle cry. Time to move her conditioned, and once-a-month hot oil treated, white fur out of here. It galled her to have to leave Tammy in the clutches of those miscreants, but she also recognized she wouldn't do her friend any favors if she got caught in the same trap. At least if Jan remained free, she could perhaps find help. As creatures went, Jan's vixen wasn't the largest.